What's going on, YouTube? Back at it with another video. Look, man, it says 6-year-old daughter helps solve a double homicide. The homicide. Before we get in this video, man, I need y'all to like, comment, subscribe, man. Turn in post notifications on. We're gonna say a quick prayer. Then we're gonna start this video. So y'all bow your heads for me, please. Dear Lord, I just want to come on here and pray for anybody that's fighting anxiety, anything that's holding their mind, fighting back, they're just keeping them from getting to the next level. Pray for everybody that's going through any type of depression in life, because we're all going through something that's alters our mind throughout the day. I ask that you keep us all focused, keep us motivated, and you keep us going. In your name I pray. Amen. Ashe. Already, y'all. Like, comment, subscribe. And let's do it on Granny. You been showing your videos. Yeah, do it with me.
Okay, tell me where the blood splatter was in his room.
On his bed, on his floor.
This is Zanaya Jackson.
Yeah, that baby got them Skittles and got to telling everything, huh? It was on the bed, on the floor. It was everywhere, ma'am. Yeah. Get that little baby some Skittles. Some Skittles. They gonna tell it all, man.
On March 8th, 2014, she was waiting in the car
These the
for
purple
mothers.
kind?
Upon hearing a gunshot, she stepped out and walked straight into a chilling nightmare, witnessing her mother's final moments.
He took them to outside and just shoot them.
Okay, did somebody tell you that or did you see that?
I see that. He just decided to kill my mother and his daughter.
This brutal double homicide
She
might
just
have
saying
remained
it
a
like it's
mystery
none.
if
That's
not
crazy.
for one clever 6-year-old girl who kept herself hidden and became the only living witness and saw something she shouldn't have, something that could solve the case, but could also cost her life.
I just had my seatbelt on and waited like this so the stranger wouldn't see me.
On March 8, 2014, in response to the 911 call, detectives from the Houston Police Department.
Hey, my name's fucking Bill Ford. I don't know if I'm a mom or dad named me that because I love Chevys. I never drive a fucking Ford. The hell, it's the worst truck ever.
Arrived at the location and found themselves at a horrifying crime scene. The bodies of 2 women were found behind a dumpster, stacked on each other, discarded like trash.
The location of the bodies was at Fisherman's Cove store. Behind this store, there's an abandoned hotel. I knew this case was going to be a tough one.
Detectives were able to identify them as Brittany and her longtime girlfriend, Crystal. It was evident that both Brittany and Crystal's final moments had been deeply traumatizing.
I noticed that one was laying on her back and she had what was a severe gunshot wound to the right temple with an exit wound coming out from behind her left ear. The other was laying on her stomach with a sheet wrapped around the head. We saw that her eyes were swollen and bruised, and it was immediate that she'd been a victim of some kind of blunt force trauma. It was definitely our feeling that it was overkill.
It took somebody with such great force to break her neck with that blow that we knew it had to be anger, it had to be personal.
And as they began scavenging through the crime scene, they discovered some crucial evidence highlighting the gruesome details of the double homicide.
It was a white and green wooden, looked like a shutter for the outside of a window. There were
Bloodstains on the front of the shutter.
Basically, whoever went in there and did this was on some just straight angry shit. Like, you play with me, I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do. Went in there and did it. Killed the whole house and forgot one person. That one person was a little 6-year-old that's finna tell everything. Soon as she get them Skittles in her hand. Then I like the purple kind. Nami. Him did it. He shot my mama and my sister face to face. And she gonna eat them shits up. Damn.
During the scene investigation, we were also able to find some tire marks in the parking lot. The marks left behind had an extreme yaw mark, which is when a vehicle is at a high rate of speed and turns, and we could follow that out into the street. The lack of blood at the scene led us to believe that the bodies were dumped from another location.
but we didn't know where.
As the bodies were sent to be examined closely, detectives made their way to the families of Brittany and Crystal to break the terrible news.
When I knocked on the door, the first person I made contact with was Brittany's great-grandmother.
My name?
Yes, Miss Ma'am.
My name is Annie Lee.
She been in that house for
She
34
confirmed
years.
that Brittany was her great-granddaughter, and she had been missing for the last day or so. While we were there, Brittany's father, James Cosby, who also resided
Damn, he just coming out. What going on? Damn. Mr. Cosby, man.
with Mrs. Cosby, showed up.
What's going on?
Are
Told you what's going on.
Yeah, I do.
Just haven't seen
You already know.
What happened?
That's what we're trying to find out.
Take a minute, but we're gonna really need to talk to you so you can help us so we can find out who did this, okay? What kind of vehicle is it? It's a Kia. It's a Kia SUV.
Are they having any problems with anybody? I mean, any bad relationship breaks-ups, anything like that that you know that anybody?
It's like they go to the parents to ask if they got problems, and at the same time, shit, sometimes, majority of the time, your parents don't know about the little shit you be having going on with this motherfucker over here, this motherfucker over here. If your parents know all your problems you go through, just know that they kind of immature. I'm gonna be real. Because grown-ass parents is not trying to be in their kids' problems. You know, that little business that they got going on all the time. Like, if you got that parent that's every time you with some drama, she know about the drama too, or he know about the drama, like, damn, that nigga need to grow up. He need to grow up. Because why the fuck is you linking up to fight with your kids? Even if your kids is in their 20s, nigga. Come on, man.
And it's mad at either one of them.
I mean, I don't know.
With no immediate leads on the case and no solid evidence or clues, detectives decided to start by interviewing Crystal's parents at the police station. As they began their interviews, they were taken aback to discover that even Crystal's own father, Ivan Jackson, opposed her relationship.
So you never even would let Brittany come in?
Yeah, that nigga is a Christian all the way. I do not let anybody gay in my house. I do not approve of it. When I seen her walking around here with basketball shorts on, it made me think a little bit. But when the day she brought that girl over here, I knew it was going to go down here from there. It's nothing but the devil. Yeah, he one of them old people. He see gay, see shit that's out there. If it's not in his schedule of life, it's weird, it's wrong, and you're going to hell.
The house.
The only reason I let her come in the house, when she come in the house, she go sit right there where you sitting.
Okay.
Told you.
I didn't like that. I used to tell my daughter, I say, you ain't gay, you just up in the head. You know, I used to tell her that all the time.
He one of them mean ass dads. He one of them dads, nigga, you only see on holidays because you visiting your mama. Yeah, I'm glad my dad ain't like that. Fuck. Yeah, he one of them dads you don't care to see, but you love him so much. But it's like, man, I hear this nigga, but he can work on your car good. So you definitely gonna call him when you need something in your car fixed.
Because she just experimenting on something.
Mm-hmm.
She don't know what she get into.
He's well known as type of a fire and brimstone preacher, and he has a very staunch
Like, how
outlook.
can you be a preacher and be like that? You know what I'm saying? To your own kids. Like, that don't make sense. You think God is happy with you being like that? What the fuck? Like, even if your daughter gay, I get it, you know, it's in the Bible, it say man supposed to be a woman, this and that. Okay, cool, boom, that's supposed to happen. But since she went and was gay, you looking at her, you disowning your own daughter, that's crazy. God finna punish you for that, I'm telling you. And then it make it worse because you're a preacher. So like, you supposed to be one of the purest hearts. Because when you go drink that liquor, or your ass start cussing or something, yeah. How you going, you can't, nigga, you gotta hurt, you gotta throw all, if you gonna be a preacher, you gotta throw all sin away. Like 100, all of it away. Treat everybody the same. You can't, man, that's fucked up. That's how I feel. I feel like if you're a preacher, you can't look at your kid and be like, well, you gay, fuck you. Like, what? And then go off and cuss. Go off, because it's all equal, bro.
On homosexuality.
I accepted it, but he couldn't. It brought friction between both of them.
Tell us a little bit about your daughter.
I didn't like her changing her sexual orientation, but it wasn't nothing I could do because she was grown. I told Crystal that lesbian stuff would take her out of here. I knew it.
Ivan told the detectives that the girls had stopped by the Jackson residence to pick up Sanaya, and proudly show off the new car they had just purchased together. But things didn't quite go as Crystal had imagined.
She wanted me to come out to see her.
Hold on, my daughter has here. Hold on, y'all. And I'm back. I was in there.
New car. Me being as stubborn as I am, I wouldn't even get up out the chair.
Crystal left with Brittany and Zanaya. Her mother made multiple attempts to contact her, but Crystal never answered her calls.
My husband said he was going to go to the house and see what was going on. And if Brittany did something to Crystal, he was going to do something to her. But I told him, no, leave the gun at home.
As the days went by and the...
It's crazy how a pastor is doing all that. You a pastor riding around with a gun. You supposed to be protected by Jesus. What the hell is you doing riding around with a gun? And you talking about, and if that lesbian, you literally looked at a person because she was lesbian, was like, I don't like her. And then go preach to people talking about, you have to love your neighbor. Fuck out of here. That's why, I mean, some of these preachers, I never go off them. Man, like, cause like, you ain't even for gay people. How you don't even love your kid? Like, what the hell? I don't trust you, nigga.
Investigation dragged on. The detective eventually received the autopsy report for the two girls. It confirmed that Crystal had been killed by a gunshot wound, while Brittany had died as a result of blunt force trauma. The detectives were still considering Ivan as a potential suspect. However, further details from the report revealed something that turned the case even more twisted, setting the stage for shocking revelations and a trail of new, unexpected leads. The bullet that struck Crystal was from a firearm of a higher caliber than Ivan's own gun. And in the effort to completely clear his name, Ivan consented to let them question Zanaya, who had been with Brittany and Crystal on the day they disappeared. Without delay, an officer escorted the young girl into a separate room. And once the detectives learned about the...
Bro, hold on. Is the pastor that did that, bro? Not the pastor, bro. Hold on. What?
horrors Zanaya had witnessed, they were left stunned, realizing she might be holding the missing piece to a nightmare no one saw coming.
Would you come sit right here for me? You like to color? Zanaya, what is the first thing you do when you get to school?
Eat breakfast.
Tell me everything that happened from that morning to the time you went to sleep.
The morning when I was getting ready for school at nighttime, my mama was in the car, me and her. My mama said, stay in the car, and I stayed in the car, so I was taking my mom's on off.
During the interview, the information they obtained from Zanaya...
good for a 6-year-old though, like her. I don't even know the name for it. She articulate to the motherfucker though. Intelligent as hell. God damn, she can talk.
...was in bits and pieces and hard to put together. The police weren't convinced she fully grasped what had occurred that morning until she began describing an encounter she had had with the potential suspect.
I heard something, so I thought it was a stranger, so I just sit it back. I just had my seatbelt on and waited like this so the stranger wouldn't see me.
Brittany, Crystal, and Zanaya used to stay at the Crosby residence with James and Annie.
But that just show you like how smart kids is though. Like if it was a situation where that kid was gonna be took, she already knew like, hold on, let me put myself in a position where I don't get seen and don't look like nobody's here. Like that's crazy, bro. And like I don't think like the baby really understand what really happened. Like she know what happened, she's seen it, but she like it's not gonna really click in her head till she get older. Like, dang, I really was there for my mom's murder. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, whoa, I seen it. Like, damn.
Dwelled on the fact that if there was a stranger who had entered the Cosby house that morning, then why didn't James and Annie report it during the first interview? Detective Kitchens, a rookie handling his first homicide case, was certain that whatever Zanaya had witnessed was not a figment of her imagination. Determined to uncover the truth, he brought James Cosby, the only other person present that morning in the house, to the sheriff's office for questioning.
You told me last you saw Brittany was Wednesday night.
No.
Thursday morning.
Yeah. What time did Crystal ready? The same time they usually leave every morning. It was like just a normal morning. Nothing was out of the ordinary.
Another mystery they couldn't solve was why did Crystal and Brittany leave and not take Zanaya to school that morning? And James didn't seem to have an answer to this either.
That's the one thing that's out of the order.
I was trying to figure out.
That's because if normally they would take her to school, but yet they left her there that morning. No, man, I know you're doing the best you can. And as things come up, you know you got my number, so call anytime.
Detectives spent hours interrogating James, trying to get more information out of him, but he wouldn't budge.
Granny seemed like she don't know what's going on. She's just so old. She's just like, what? She can't even cry. She trying to figure this shit out. She wonder why all these white men in her house still. Oh, James, why these white people here? Stop sign? What stop sign? What? I'm gonna tell you what stop sign.
He kept claiming that he had nothing to do with Brittany and Crystal's murders. In the end, with no solid proof to charge James, detectives had to let him go. But the detectives weren't done with James. They knew he was hiding something. As the investigation progressed, the detectives unearthed additional pieces of evidence that reignited their hopes. Among these discoveries were a bloody fingerprint and CCTV footage that captured the women's car on the night they disappeared.
The girls had just purchased their first vehicle, which was a 2006 Kia Sorento. We knew from what Mr. Cosby had said they left around 7:30, 7:35 that morning. So we wanted to try to get any video that we could anywhere in that area showing that vehicle.
The CCTV footage was from a convenience store parking lot near the Cosby residence. But what they saw in another footage from a different part of the city left them stunned. Neither.
This right here goes to show y'all not getting away with shit. They just don't feel like coming to solve your shit. All these cameras is showing everything. They really want to solve what you did, they can come get you easily. You being recorded every 5 seconds. Every 2 steps you getting recorded.
Brittany nor Crystal was in the driver's seat. Instead, the individual behind the wheel was clearly someone else. Based on the person's height and build, it was evident they were male. Unfortunately, the surveillance camera had been positioned too far away to provide a clear image of the driver's face, leaving the detectives frustrated, yet determined to dig deeper, slowly inching towards uncovering a crucial piece of evidence. The following day, exactly 1 week after the murders, James's family joined hundreds of grieving locals in downtown Houston for a large statewide memorial. On that same day, Detectives Kitchens and his partner decided to visit the Cosby house, hoping to gather more information. Kitchens planned to question James further and, if possible, speak with Annie Lee, Brittany's elderly great-grandmother, who might offer additional insight into the family dynamics. When they arrived at the Cosby house, they learned that James Cosby wasn't home. He was attending a vigil in honor of Brittany and Crystal. Instead, they were met by Annie Lee's cousin, Cora Ledette.
So we get to Houcher Street. James Cosby is actually at...
It's just crazy that like everybody that's involved in this murder is just family members. Like they not bringing up nobody from that they was beefing with this person or they was into it with this girl or this guy down the street. They baby daddies, none of that. It's the dads. Man, I hope it ain't the dads that did this shit. But here, this for y'all though. 11/11. Go ahead and say a wish real quick. Graduation. Garnish.
At a vigil, so we speak with a caretaker that's watching Annie Lee Cosby.
Cora was watching over Annie Lee that day and had been helping around the house for a few years. Hoping she might have seen or heard something unusual, detectives asked if she had noticed anything suspicious over the past week. Cora hesitated for a moment, then quietly stepped out of the house, gently closing the door behind her. She motioned for the detectives to follow her into the carport, her demeanor suggesting she had something significant to share. As they reached the carport, Kitchens immediately pulled out his recorder, ready to document whatever Cora had to reveal. What she said next hinted at a secret far darker than anyone was prepared for.
When I looked around, I noticed that the carport was spotlessly clean. and I had never seen it clean before, never. Even though I had had my grandkids to move trash out of there, it was always debris, something that needed to be cleaned up.
Cora quietly informed Detective Kitchens that something about the carport had struck her as unusual. Her tone conveyed a mix of confusion
and
and unease.
Old people, they stepping out looking at they shit every day. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like no, when that get right there? Because it's literally, when did that get right there? Because it's that ain't never there, because I look there every day. I look over here. I walk around there. They ain't got nothing else better to do. So they just take care of their shit all day. They notice new shit and old shit. Unless you at that grandparents' house that's like all your cousins stay over there, your auntie, your uncle, you know, they all stay over there. Then, you know, your grandma's stressed in the motherfucker. She ain't checking nothing no more. She trying to stay in her room, but she don't want to stay in her room because she want to see her grandkids. But like, god damn, all these grown motherfuckers.
As she emphasized just how out of the ordinary it was, intrigued, Kitchens began carefully surveying the carport, initially seeing nothing out of place. However, as his eyes scanned the area more closely, he spotted a small pile of bricks on the concrete floor, and tucked beneath them was a detail so subtle yet so sinister that it would change the course of the investigation forever.
Why would there be 5 bricks laying here in the carport? There's got to be a purpose for them being there, and what I saw just took my breath away. There was what appeared to be 4 to 5 drops of blood on the ground. I immediately began to look even closer at that point, which is when I noticed 2 more drops of blood up near the door face. That led me to...
Damn. He was like, fuck it, just covered up with some bricks. Like, nigga, these are investigators. Nigga, the whole carport clean, and you got 2 random ass bricks right there spread it a certain way. Like, let's lift these up real quick. Blood. But you ran out of supplies or something? Why you didn't clean that part up?
Believe that we may be standing in our crime scene.
The discovery sent a jolt of realization through the detectives. They had found what they believed to be the crime scene. Detective Kitchens and his partner, Sergeant Kilburn, arrived at the memorial. They approached James Cosby and placed him under arrest, shocking everyone in attendance. After taking James into custody, Kitchens and Kilburn returned to the Cosby residence to continue their search for evidence. This time, they forced open the garage where James had been staying. Once inside, Kitchens pulled out his UV light, prepared to examine the space more thoroughly. What he saw under the fluorescent glow left him in disbelief. Traces of blood illuminated all around the garage. The evidence was unmistakable. There were...
Man, you grown the hell living in your mama garage, nigga. We should have known he was crazy gonna do it. The fuck?
Bloodstains on the carpet, smeared across the couch, and even on various articles of clothing scattered throughout the room.
Blood drops on the door jamb as you come into the house. Once we made entry into James's bedroom, we started finding blood drops and blood spatter everywhere we were looking. Once we processed the area, we were able to see how much was fluorescing, and to us it was bright like fireworks on the 4th of July. Whatever the bloodletting event was, quite a large amount of blood was spilled in that room.
The overwhelming amount of evidence from the garage strengthened their belief that they now had enough to confront James directly.
He did that and then just at the memorial, like, we gonna find who did this, baby. Like, nigga. It's always that one person that know that that person did it, so they looking like, nigga, I ain't gonna say nothing because it was you. Like, god damn, bro, that nigga. Boy.
The pieces of the puzzle were falling into place.
Trifling little motherfucker. Look at this trifling ass nigga, man. You screenshot this bald-headed ass nigga, man.
It was clear that the time had come to press him for answers about his involvement in the tragic events surrounding Brittany and Crystal's death.
Yeah, since we're down here at this office, I have to do, I do this to everybody. I read what's called your advisory rights. Are you familiar with what that is? Yeah, Miranda rights.
I've been watching up TV shows, know that they say Miranda rights. That means you under arrest.
As the hours dragged on, detectives found themselves growing increasingly frustrated with James's cold, detached demeanor and his utter lack of emotion during questioning.
Were you aware that we were back at the house today?
Today?
Can you explain to me why or how in your room where you stay that carpet throughout that room and furniture throughout that room saturated with fresh blood? You've been in that room, sleeping in that room with your daughter's blood on the carpet.
I didn't know that it's like that. You say I'm
You
like
can't
I'm
you can't miss it.
I ain't seen no stains. I would see some stains. I would see some.
She had the supreme beat out of her. You explain that.
Yeah. That's the type of cop that I be. See, explain this shit, fuck, nigga. Nigga, that's your daughter, boy. Boy, I attack your ass right now. Hey, calm me down. I'm gonna catch my breath. I'd have to walk out on your punk ass. Yeah, slap him all in his lips with the paper. Nigga, check these out then. Since you a lying that, he cut all in his shit. You can't do nothing, nigga. I'm the police, nigga. That's the type of cops we need. Walk in and slap them in their shit with them evidence.
Supreme beat out of her. You explain that. You explain it.
Explain that,
That's
nigga.
your daughter's head smashed in.
Put that nigga in the headlock.
Throw it away like a garbage. That's your daughter. This is your daughter's brains coming out of the hole in her head.
And James, you did it.
And you did it.
The tense exchange continued for over 5 grueling hours, with James
That
offering
nigga
little in the
trifling,
way of
man.
meaningful answers.
Everything points back to James Larry Cosby.
Bald-headed jelly bean dookie nugget.
And you
head
expect
ass.
us to believe
That nigga look like a dookie nugget. Everybody call him a dookie nugget real quick. Look at your screen and be like, man, oh, dookie nugget. Yeah.
James Larry Cosby Jr. don't know. You need to man up. Finish a sentence for me. I'm going to start a sentence. I want you to finish it.
What is it?
I did not do this because...
I'm not finishing now.
What are you going to tell us?
Not that.
Meanwhile, in the forensics lab, experts worked tirelessly to analyze the evidence collected from the crime scenes. During the interrogation, they made a significant breakthrough, matching the bloody fingerprints found near the dumpsters to James Cosby.
Can you explain to me how your print wound up over there where those bodies were recovered in Fort Bolivar?
My print was on what?
The scene.
Okay.
Tell me what's your thoughts?
I have none. I can't make sense of that.
This crime somehow originated at that house.
So what can you tell us about the house?
Nothing.
The discovery was a critical piece of the puzzle, which further proved James's guilt as the case against him began to solidify.
What else we found on the scene? James Larry Cosby Jr.'s sheets wrapped around his daughter's head. And you expect us to believe that James Larry Cosby Jr. don't know?
That's the sheet I sleep on. Well, the sheet I used to sleep on.
You wrap her up because you couldn't stand to look at her face and see what was done?
Why did this happen?
I can't tell you why it happened.
His answers didn't make a lot of sense. He would not come clean, would not confess. He just never got past that breaking point.
Despite this new evidence, James didn't confess, and without a confession, detectives could only charge him with tampering with evidence.
So at the end of this investigation, we had collected 307 pieces of individual evidence. This was the most evidence that I'd collected for any crime scene that I've worked up until that point. Once we were done with the investigation, it was plain to us that James Cosby
Lock his
committed...
ass up. Y'all say it with me, y'all. You're going to jail. You're going to jail. You're going to jail. You're going to jail. And maybe to hell with what you did, nigga. That's crazy as fuck. You beat them to death and then you shot them. That's crazy. Your daughter and her girlfriend. You going to jail in hell, man. Fuck.
These murders.
The fingerprints confirmed his presence at the dump site, but they didn't directly tie him to the murders. This limitation frustrated the detectives, who knew that unless they uncovered additional clues soon, James would face only a minor charge and a short sentence. The clock was ticking, and the pressure to build a stronger case against him was mounting rapidly. Around this time, Ivan began making appearances on local news outlets, sharing his thoughts on Crystal's tragic passing and speaking about how young Zanaya was coping with the heartbreaking loss of her mother.
I knew that the truth would soon come out. I really wasn't afraid because I had not done anything. I hadn't committed a crime or anything. I carry a lot of guilt in me because the things I should have said to my daughter, I didn't say when I had the chance. Watching them put my baby in that vault and have
Definitely how old you is, you know you weren't gonna be living forever. So you should have been had your shit. How you this stubborn at your age? Like, come on now. Yeah, you should feel a lot real bad. Honestly. I don't feel sad for him. He a preacher, man. He should have been had a lot of shit together. And he old, like, bro. Motherfuckers be 60-something, still, like, working on their personality. Like, nigga, you still ain't a good person? What the fuck? You 60, nigga. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. I don't care, nigga. That's crazy. Then definitely you're a preacher, bro. Like,
leave her at that cemetery.
that's your daughter.
Was the hardest thing that ever happened to me.
His interviews drew public sympathy as he described the toll the events had taken on the little girl, painting a picture of a family struggling to process their grief. It was during one of these moments that something finally clicked for the detectives. A chilling pattern was beginning to emerge, one that had been hidden in plain sight all along. With the additional information they had recently uncovered, Zanaya's initial account from her first interview began to make more sense. The stranger she had mentioned, someone unfamiliar but present during the critical time, was most likely James Cosby. At the time of the murders, James had recently returned to live with his family, making him a
He looked like that coach from Friday Night Tykes. Yeah, when he was coaching that black and blue team. He looked like that nigga.
plausible match for the figure Zanaya described. Determined to learn more, the detectives reached out to Ivan, asking him to bring Zanaya back to the station for a follow-up interview. This time, they carefully tailored their questions to focus on the specific details of what Zanaya had seen and heard. Their goal was to determine if her account aligned with the new evidence they had pieced together.
Did you ever hear anything from his room?
A gunshot.
You heard a gunshot. Tell me how you know it was a gunshot.
Because he just, in his room, he just said, he took them to outside and just shoot them.
Okay, did somebody tell you that, or did you see that?
I see that.
When Zanaya stepped out of the car to look for her mother,
And she's 6. Why she gotta lie about that, bro? You know what I'm saying? Not saying 6-year-olds don't lie, because I feel like my niece is a super duper Gucci looty doody compulsive liar. She just be doing it. You be like, what you lie about that for? Obviously, that's not true. And she just look at you like, You're like, motherfucker's lying. But what she got to lie about that for? Like, she over there eating candies and shit. He went out there and he shoot them. Both of them easily. Thank you. Kanye.
it was likely that she wandered into James's room. There, she must have seen the blood and unknowingly stumbled upon evidence of something far more sinister. Though she may not have fully understood what she was looking at in that moment, it would later become clear to her as she learned of Brittany and her mother's murders. The scattered pieces began to connect in her young mind, forming an image of the horrifying events that had unfolded.
There was blood splatter in his room.
Okay, tell me where the blood splatter was in his room.
On his bed.
You saw it on his bed? Okay, did you see it anywhere else?
On his floor.
Some on his floor?
He just decided to kill my mother and his daughter.
Based on this new information provided by Zanaya, detectives theorized what actually happened that fateful morning.
Crystal took
She just told
Zanaya,
the whole
placed her
thing right
into
there.
the car. At the same time, on the inside of the house, James Cosby and Brittany Cosby became involved in a physical altercation, at which time James...
So, he was beating up on his daughter. His daughter started kicking that ass. Like, you taught this motherfucker this shit. You got you, bam, hold on. Man, caught you with that left. And you went and got your gun and smoked their ass. How can y'all even get that mad at your kids? Like, I get it, you can get real mad, you know, damn near grab that little nigga, choking the fuck out, but to point a gun. What? At your daughter? What? That's crazy.
Cosby snapped and beat Brittany to death. Crystal walked back into the house and was watching this take
Beat her to
place
death?
and immediately ran out the side door to the back of the vehicle, which is where James Cosby, we believe, caught up with her, and then shot her in the head.
From the very beginning, Zaniyah Jackson had been the key to unraveling the mystery. Despite her age, the quiet and observant little girl held crucial knowledge that could place James Cosby directly at the scene. She had seen him with a weapon in hand, attacking her mother, a devastating image that could ultimately seal his fate and provide justice for Brittany and Crystal. A month after the investigation began, police made a significant discovery when they located Brittany and Crystal's car abandoned in a desolate parking lot. Inside the trunk, nestled in the luggage rack, they also found a bullet. Detectives worked diligently to piece together the context surrounding the crime. Their findings suggested that the conflict may have started with Brittany and Crystal's decision to purchase a new car together. This act appeared to create tension within the family dynamic, particularly in light of another discovery. Annie Lee Cosby, Brittany's great-grandmother, had recently updated her will.
Annie Lee Cosby had changed her will and left everything to Brittany because Brittany was already taking care of everything while her dad was not present in the residence.
He had asked Annie.
Her dad is damn near 60, still living with her. He ain't leaving shit for you. You can't even take care of yourself, nigga. You know, shit finna leave all this shit for your dumb ass, boy. You can't even control your anger, nigga. You 60, you can't control your anger. That's crazy, nigga. The fuck?
To co-sign for a vehicle, and she'd refused, and then she turned around and co-signed a vehicle for Brittany and Crystal. And it starts to paint a picture of jealousy, pure jealousy.
This series of events began to reveal a deeper, more troubled dynamic within the family. James, who was already grappling with feelings of inadequacy and exclusion, likely perceived any support of Brittany and Crystal as a betrayal.
Like, how you mad at your daughter because you don't got your shit together? At your daughter. It ain't like, nigga, your daughter would've, your granny would've died, your daughter would've still let you live there. Type shit. Probably would've let you take over everything. Like, here, the house is yours, this and that. Me and old girl, we finna go move here. Would've gave you a little bit of money. And you would've turned around and robbed that dumb ass later when she ran out all that. That's crazy.
It became increasingly clear that this jealousy, compounded by other underlying tensions, played a significant role in motivating his actions and setting the tragic events into motion.
Me and my wife and my church family, we have been praying for life without a possibility of parole instead of the death penalty, because killing him is not going to bring either one of them back. No matter what the situation was, they didn't deserve to die. It's been really tough, but on the same token, that it has made me much stronger, because I know I have a responsibility to do now, and that's raise my grandbaby.
After the case was officially closed, Ivan and Mary were granted full custody of Zaniyah, providing her with the stability and love she desperately needed. Detective Kitchens, who had been a constant source of support throughout the investigation, became her
chicken bird, bald chicken bird, boiled chicken looking at nigga. That nigga look like a boiled bald chicken. That's crazy. Credit, immaculate though.
godfather, forming a bond that would last for years.
It's a relief.
It relief. I swear to God.
What we did for those families.
Despite the overwhelming hardships she faced at such a young age, Zaniyah, now a teenager, admirably found the strength within herself to heal.
Big ass glass. Yeah, you old enough now. Yeah. No, I'm playing.
Grow from the traumatic experience, showing that even in the face of the darkest moments, it was possible to find hope.
What do you think you might want to do?
I want to be a lawyer.
What kind of lawyer?
I want to work with the family against the criminal.
What made you want to do that?
My mom.
So you want to be able to help other families the way attorneys helped yours?
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, shout out to her, man. I hope she doing it. I hope she getting this done and working towards it. That's crazy.
Think about the bright side of it, you know? If your
how she
parents
doing
kill,
now, y'all?
You
I know
are the
y'all
reason
know.
that everybody can be
Somebody
happy because they have you. You're like the seed Like if you cut down a tree, you're the seed that fell on the ground. So it just sprouts up and you look just like them.
That's beautiful.
Do you think the only motive behind the murders came from jealousy? Or did James really hate Brittany and Crystal's lifestyle so much that he did the unthinkable? Let us know your thoughts. If you appreciate our content, consider becoming a member.
It definitely was jealousy. I don't think he really cared about gay people. And that's crazy. But yeah, man, that's gonna be the end of this video. Appreciate every last one of y'all. Need y'all to like, comment, subscribe, turn your post notifications on. And until next time, make sure you wash your asshole, cause a lot of y'all be out here funky donkey monkey. Peace.